You want a Tallulah Lumi puppy someday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys can help me with the website and the cool stuff, like puppy packets, and I'll just do the raising. He always leans towards me too.
Nathan, he just like, but he was like making like eye contact with me. We like locked eyes like lovers, and he was like,
Hey, you know what's the funny part about
like
now
I
that
can smell it on the mic.
Smell it everywhere.
That's like a guess my fart sound.
yeah.
Like that would have been very clear.
Yeah. Sounded tight.
All right. It's
All
not
right,
that
guys.
big
All
of a
right,
deal.
guys. Listen up.
Oh my god. Why are you so gassy today?
Nathan.
Why do I gotta sit with him?
I hope you
I'm
smell
married.
that the
I
whole
already sleep with
episode.
him, Kat.
Into your
It sounds
microphone.
like you're shitting into your.
God, it smells. You need to go take a dump or something.
Yes, because he's forcing them out. His poor little tight hole.
He calls them monkey claws when you like force them out because that's like a monkey clawed your ass.
When it hurts,
Like, oh.
Welcome to another grooming podcast. I'm Kat Graney.
no, it's that way.
No, it was not.
It goes that way.
in clockwise
Whoever starts.
every time.
I'm Nathan.
Whoever starts.
Go, Kat.
Welcome to another grooming podcast. I'm Kat Graney.
I'm Nathan Austin.
I'm Kathleen Austin.
And I'm Juan Rivera.
And today we are going to do a little recap on our adventures lately. There's going to be PetQuest and puppies and all kinds of fun.
Yeah. Okay. So
What? Why is everyone looking at me?
Because
Well,
we're
first off, you guys traveled to Bakersfield to help with... we're going to do a question. Sorry.
just kidding.
I fucked it up.
we almost had it.
We almost had it. Ronnie.
Ronnie,
Alright.
the floor is yours.
Today's question is, if you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or the body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want?
Body. I don't know. I'm pretty achy right now.
If you could live to what age?
90.
And retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life.
So basically, from 30 on, you either keep the brain of your 30-year-old self or the body of your 30-year-old self
Well,
till you're like dead.
Yeah, if I don't have the brain, then I won't care. But I'll be jumping around.
I think I'd rather have my brain because I want to remember and experience my family growing and like the people around me. I think it's the saddest when you lose your mind, yourself like that.
Yeah. I do agree with you. I do think ultimately I would go with my mind because like I wouldn't want to forget my friends. I wouldn't want to forget my job. And it sucks to get old and for your body to like age and not be able to do things anymore. And like, to be fair, my 30-year-old body looked pretty nice, but I do think I'd go with mind.
God damn it! Now I changed my answer because you made me think better.
No, I'm going to say body.
I know.
Because
a hard choice.
I've seen my older relatives and how much pain they're in and how slow they move and how much help they need to just do basic things.
Yeah.
And I feel like I would like to be able to do those things for myself and not be in constant pain for the last 15 years of my life.
Well, my 30-year-old body's already in pain.
I mean, but imagine
But
if you're this in this pain now, imagine when you're 80.
Yeah.
That's going to be like 5 times worse.
So I have had family members who have suffered from dementia and Alzheimer's and stuff, and it's hard watching their family.
Yeah.
So there's no good answer either way.
There's no good
I don't want my
answer.
family to have to take care of me physically, but I also don't want
Mentally
them
is
to be,
hard.
especially the ones that like forget their own kids and stuff. Yeah.
That's
So.
painful. Like I do think it's really hard watching like the physical, like, you know, and I see a lot of like older clients of ours that like they can't drive anymore, right? And like getting that freedom taken away is so difficult.
It's depressing.
But that would
It's
be that would be a
depressing.
mind thing, not a body thing, right? Like being able to drive would be like you have to be healthy up here.
I think it's a little bit
I mean,
of
it's
both.
both, I guess.
Yeah, because if your sight goes
or you're not able to press your brake well enough anymore, or you're steering,
Yeah.
can't hold your arms up.
What a depressing question.
This
I
was
know.
depressing.
should we move on?
It's a tough one. It's definitely a tough one because like in my mind, I'm like, I would love
think
to
it's
keep this
interesting that
body
we're
for the rest
torn.
of my life.
I think it's interesting that we're torn though. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think I think like my memories are just so important. I wouldn't want to forget you guys and Nathan and all of the things that we've shared and that we will share for the next 60 years of our lives. Like, I don't want to forget that. I don't want to forget my kids, like, getting married and finding their own love and having their own kids or whatever they decide to do with their lives.
We document so much.
Yeah, these
and, like,
days.
so much social media, Facebook, everything that, like, even if your mind were to go, you could look at all those pictures, watch all those videos, and almost like, obviously it wouldn't be compared to the first time, but you can like relive it and like kind of.
No, that's true. We document our lives way more than any other generation, right? Except for the generation younger than us, then they're doing it even more. Right?
Yeah.
Cats, I think, better at it than.
Yeah.
Well,
I
tag you guys.
I think soon people are just going to be like recording themselves with like an Insta 360 just 24/7.
Well, have you seen those memes?
What
where
an
it's
interesting
like,
thought.
Where it's like, I saw this picture of your grandma in the 2020s, and it's like some thought.
Oh my God.
Pulling up. I mean, it's going to be like that.
Yeah, that's pretty hilarious. It's yeah.
But I do love.
Back
Facebook
in my day, I
memories.
used to smack that ass.
Back in my day.
Yeah.
You're all put my favorite old song on.
The
It's like,
ladies used to call me a wizard.
a wizard. Oh my God.
I had the big W in the chat.
What is that?
That's like new talk, you know?
What's the W?
I
The
don't
W's
know.
like win, you know?
Oh, like an L's. I get it.
I talk like that with the kids now. I'm like, you guys.
No,
I told
stop
my
teaching them.
I
They
told
don't
my
even
kids
know.
they got that skibbity riz,
Oh,
and they're like,
God.
that's like bad riz, you know?
Skibbity?
Yeah, because they got that skibbity riz, and they're like, Dad, I don't got skibbity riz. I'm like, that's an L. That's an L, son.
For real.
Yeah.
I ain't capping.
Yeah, no cap, son. You a L. You got that skibbity riz.
Stupid.
Anywho,
They understand exactly what I'm saying. I barely understand what I'm saying. Like
I
I'm
don't know what
speaking,
you're saying.
like I'm speaking Spanish or something. You know, it's like I know what the words slightly mean, and I'm just saying it, and the kids are like, "Oh my God," they're blowing their mind.
They're going to school and be like, oh, skibbity.
Yeah.
My daddy told me.
I wonder if that's how trends start. Because you think little kids come up with things? No, it's their weird ass parents that tell the kids.
That's a real
tell
thing,
the other
though.
kids that it becomes a thing.
I learned it on the social medias.
On
The
the
Tiki Talks for me.
Talkies?
The Tiki Talks. Does that make me old calling them that?
The TikToks?
The Tiki Talks?
Yeah, it does.
Probably.
Yeah.
It does.
Anyway.
Anyways,
Okay.
So we should talk about our topic today because there's a lot to talk about. We've done a lot since we have recorded last time. Right, the day of, right? You guys left from recording the podcast and you traveled down to Bakersfield, right?
Yeah. So Nathan and I went to Bakersfield to Blake's candle shop, which was, I always really enjoy visiting Blake in general, but especially at the candle shop because then we get to make candles. But Nathan and Blake put on a seminar together.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Rachel was there the first day with Blake, and they did like freestyle stuff and creative stuff. And then the second day, Nathan and Blake did breed profile grooms. And then the third day, they did certifying because Nathan's an apprentice certifier now for the AKC. Oh, hello. Oh, my gosh. I liked that one.
I was like, yeah, that was kind of cool.
That really made me sound really cool.
Do it again.
I know.
That was megaphone.
I sound really sexy on megaphone.
Oh.
You kind of do.
I don't know, babe. I think you sound sexy in this one.
Oh my God. I'm so sexy.
Yes.
You sound like that's I'm so sexy.
Yeah.
Do it. Sing it.
I'm too sexy for
Got my shirt. Thanks. Okay, anyway.
Embarrassing.
But that's for so you're apprenticing for AKC and NDGAA, or
Yeah,
like you guys say
Blake goes
NDGAA.
Blake goes, oh
No
yeah, you'll be
shortcuts here.
certified to certify both of these, and I didn't even know. I'm like, fucking right on.
It was really nice because you got to learn a lot.
Yeah.
I remember when we first started hanging out and talking, that was one of your goals. Like
Yes.
a long time ago. You were
I
like,
know.
one day I want to be a certifier for the NDGAA. And look at you now.
And the AKC now.
Now,
So and it's crazy because like I didn't like expect it to happen like this, and all of a sudden it's happening. You know.
Well, we've been on the podcast in general, and just everywhere we go, we always like you should get master certified. You can do it. Work towards it. We're always like really pushing it. And that wasn't necessarily the goal. So it's really cool that it happened that way.
Yeah.
And so it was really nice because Blake obviously like has been on the ground floor of it. So he had like a lot of really good information. You know, and a couple of our employees got certified. Obviously, Blake is the certifier. So Nathan was just like watching and learning. But it was nice because 3 of our employees did like their tests and passed their like first legs. Yay! I know Ashley, Drake, and Jeanette. They were all so worried, but they did a really good job. So
Yeah, they did great. Like Ashley did very good.
oh my gosh, yeah, on the cocker, she did our English
tons
cocker.
of code, and she only had an hour and a half.
Yeah, they
to
do
do.
less time for private. I did not know that.
Oh yeah, Blake had mentioned that on the interview that if you do it during competition, you get more time.
Yeah. So I guess I wasn't
But
listening.
she put a good profile on though.
No, she did
Nice.
a really good job. She got a score in the 90s on him, so we were very
Nice.
proud.
Go Ashley!
Yeah, so it was really nice. And our friend Shay did an English cocker, and she passed too. And the other 2 did Scotties, and they did really good. They passed theirs, so everybody got really good scores. Very happy, very proud.
Do you feel confident in like? Is it easier than you thought it would be? Like going through like is it like a syllabus rubric? What is the score sheet? Like how did
The score sheet is pretty cool. Blake helped
Revamp it.
Revamp it. So it's very like cut and dry.
good?
So you follow this score sheet, and by the time you get to the end, the score is done, and it's very simple the way it's laid out. So it's he did a good job with that.
Well, it's nice because
I don't want to say
Right,
too
right,
much
right.
because I don't.
it
think-
leaves a lot less to opinion.
Good.
Yeah.
And more about the breed standard of the dog in front of you, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, he did a good job with that.
Good job.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And then, I mean, you know, Bakersfield isn't very fun, but that itself was fun.
We should shout out his shop, what it's called, the Wicked Pour, right?
Yes,
The
we
Wicked
made a
Pour,
bunch
yeah.
of candles. We brought candles home for Ronnie. So
They're the best.
They
The
smell
ones,
delicious.
The ones in the food ones for dogs, 10 out of 10 recommend. They're amazing. My
Nice.
clients love them. I keep them in my pet room. I love them so much.
nice.
Smell so
They
good.
do smell so
They smell
good.
so good, and the names are so cute, like Puppy Nectar.
Oh.
Yeah.
During their interview, I don't know if you remember listening to this, but Blake said that at the end of this year, the candle's going to be no longer, right? The candle shop.
Yep.
So you have 6 months to put in he does online
It
orders.
was online.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
So
order
they
your
are
candles.
amazing and they smell delicious, and you should order some.
You should. They
Great.
are really
They smell
good,
great.
and they're fun to pour. I mean, if you guys can get to Bakersfield and pour some candles, that's really fun.
It's
I
really
remember
fun
we
to
had
do in
one. We had
person.
one of the candles actually in the back of one of the videos when we had it when we were shooting at your guys'
Oh,
salon
yeah.
and
Mhm.
stuff like that. Yeah, they're so cute in the salon. They smell good.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh yeah.
I
And then
want to go
you're,
down and visit.
I know. I
we
wanna
should.
pour
It's a
some
lot of
candles.
fun. I love
I
his
can
place.
get more candles.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And then Nathan's gonna fly out and do another like.
Oh yeah. So I'm,
um,
I'm
shadow
halfway
it-
done. I just got to do one more shadow apprentice.
So he's gonna fly out and do another shadow with Blake early September. So that's really exciting.
honestly, to be honest, I'm like freaked out about the whole thing.
He's really excited, but he's also terrified that he's gonna do a bad job.
It's
But
just I just want to do the best job I can for people. You know?
I think that's what makes you good though, because you care. You're not just like, I'm amazing and I'm gonna do so good. You're like, I want to do a good
but
job.
it's like
and
the imposter
I'm
syndrome.
trying.
You know?
Yeah. Well,
It's the
Blake
imposter
made
syndrome.
the thing idiot proof, so you're good.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I'm definitely gonna put it to the test. You know, I'm definitely gonna
Yeah.
test it.
Blake's like, I need to revise this.
Yeah. Well, he's like showing me stuff how to do it on the phone, and I'm like, wait a second, let me record this because like I don't want to. As soon as he walks away, I fucking forget. Because when I'm nervous, like I do not absorb
Retain,
information
yeah.
at all. It all just goes right out of my fucking.
You're
brain.
gonna do great.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna
You're
do
gonna
really
do
good.
great, and then we need to get Katie certified as well, so she can be there with you to help.
That's
That-
well, because he said that they might be switching it, so it has to be 2 again.
No, they are.
So
They are switching.
Well, he said he hasn't heard anything about it since they mentioned it. But it's like if they're gonna do 2, then they might as well sign me up too, because I go to everything with him. So,
That makes sense.
and I am a master. So,
You are.
Master bitch.
yeah.
Just kidding.
I mean,
Burn.
facts are facts.
It wasn't a burn.
Anyways, so
But at the same time,
I like that it literally says at the
At
same
the same time. Yeah. So
Drum roll.
Yeah, go grab her.
Wait, where's the drum roll?
No, we don't have one.
That's not it.
So at the same time.
So at the same time, oh, she's dirty. I got Willow.
Oh.
Yay!
Everybody. Solstice Songbird Sing.
What is the name again?
Solstice Songbird Sing.
I love it.
Willow.
She's
I
so
love her
sweet.
so much. She's 12. Everybody, this is Willow. She's so precious.
Oh, she's so cute.
She got something in her heel.
Yeah, she does.
Welcome to the world of Bichons where they're constantly dirty.
I'm so excited. I'm so
She's so sweet. She's so cute.
So how has she been at the house? Is she really good?
But let me
Really
tell my
good?
story.
Yeah,
Okay.
let him tell his story.
So on Sunday, which is the first day of your seminar, I took a red-eye flight that night. So on Sunday night, I got on the plane at like 8:30 p.m., flew down to LAX, was at LAX for 2 hours, and then I did a direct flight to Orlando. I landed in
Nice.
Orlando at like 7:45, took an Uber to Lindsay Dickens Salon. I hung out with her for pretty much all day. She put me to work.
So
Really?
jealous.
Yeah, I watched.
Yeah,
I
Were you
watched
nervous
probably
working
like
in her
3,
salon?
4 dogs. Yeah, she was like, "Oh, if you want to do some show trims," I was like, "No, I'll wash for you."
Was she doing a lot of them?
She did maybe like 5, 5 or 6
probably
while I was
awesome.
there.
What were
Probably
they?
should
What
have-
kind of dogs?
She did I sent a picture of the setter, I believe, and then 2 Bichons, and then 2 poodles, 2 mini poodles, and that was it. And
So
5.
was her salon like a normal salon?
Yeah, it was like a normal salon.
wasn't, like,
hair
all freaky?
everywhere, towels everywhere. Like it's just like they work.
Oh my God!
Okay,
So you
good.
keep your salon dirty, Lindsay? I'm just kidding.
Oh
I'm just
my
joking.
God.
we all?
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Well, I'm just
He's all,
glad
it
that
was
it's a
trashed.
normal
Yeah,
salon.
me too. Like at first I was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Oh, okay, it's like a salon. We're all the same, everybody. We're
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
same."
yeah.
We're all the same.
So then she around like so I got there at like 8:30, 9 o'clock to the shop, and then around like I hung out with her all day, and then around like 3 she drove me back to the airport, and I flew back. So I was there for in Orlando maybe 12 hours, less than 12 hours. It was wild.
Well,
Was that
you're-
your first time to Florida?
No, well I went to Miami for
went
the
to
cruise.
Oh, that's right.
But that was it.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Every time we go, it's like we're there, and then we're just like,
Yeah, I don't know if it counts, but I've been in it.
You guys should come with me next year in December to the national championships, and that's in Florida.
This December?
Well, I probably will go every year.
Oh, okay. It's not humid. It was humid as hell.
It was nice in December.
So,
I mean,
I'll
it
go in
rained,
December.
but it wasn't like super hot and humid. Oh, do you
When I walked out to
When's like storm season in Florida?
well, I
Always.
left.
Yeah.
I left, and then flights started getting canceled and delayed because there was a storm coming. So
Oh,
I left at the
yeah.
perfect time.
Yeah, when I went to Florida to pick up Lumi from Amanda, like I was there, like I literally rented a car, drove to her house, hung out for like 2 hours, drove back, and got on a plane.
Well, while I was there, she drove me to the airport, and there was another person that was picking up their dog from the airport. So that's why Lindsay took me. So this person, I don't remember her name. I'm
was
so
it
sorry.
Anna?
I believe.
Anna
No.
Stowell?
So she got her dog the day before mine.
Oh, okay.
Are you excited to learn the trim?
Oh, I'm super excited to learn the trim. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best
Yeah.
way to learn. Just get the puppy and then learn like that.
Get the breed, yeah. And then
Yeah.
you can learn it really good.
It was, but the cool thing is, so when we went to go to drop her off at the airport, or the boy, because we took a boy, the girl that got the other dog she was like, "I knew you were gonna win. Congratulations on the." So she follows you online.
Oh, right on.
And saw the Cali groom, all your stories and stuff. And then she was like telling me congratulations. I was like, this is like, it's such a small world. It's so cool.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was really cool.
Nice.
The grooming community is
Yeah.
so cool. That's my fave. Obviously, I've dedicated my life to it.
It's my favorite.
My
I
favorite.
thought your
looking for
favorite
any.
industry was dentistry.
Yeah. Well, you know what though? Imagine
talk about it,
dedicating
though.
your life to
That's
something that you hate.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Imagine dedicating your life to something that you hate.
Or
doing.
what about podiatry? Is that your
What
like,
is that?
Feet
That's
doctor.
feet doctor.
Foot doctor.
doctor?
It's not like
No.
beautiful fucking
Yeah,
sexy
the-
feet aren't going
It's
to
like
go to the
ingrown nails
doctor.
and fungus
Yeah.
nails.
That's
and
exactly the
crab
job I
heels.
don't want. Yeah.
I was looking for her.
Like the
name.
gynecologist, you know, like you're not going to go in there
None
and
of us
like
can remember.
be
I
a
know I've
weirdo.
seen
You're going to
it.
see some stuff that you don't want.
Yeah, it's gonna be
You know?
all old man feet with, warts.
Definitely.
Old man feet.
No.
I mean, I've only been to podiatrist once, and it was for an ingrown nail. So
Yeah,
Oh my
There you go.
god.
but
you know-
they have a show about it.
Maybe
and I was like,
There's a show?
there was,
I'm just
but
playing.
it's all gross.
I'm just playing.
But it's
Yeah.
like the pimple popper, but it's for feet.
Yeah, no.
And I couldn't watch it. You know, the pimple ones I like. The feet one, I'm like, yeah.
I can't.
I seen one recently. It was just like a TikTok clip, but it was like this girl had like put like a boot on her foot because she has like a foot deformity, but she wore it for like
Yes, I saw
7
that
years or
too.
something and never took it off. She showered with it on. She like did everything with it on. How? And so then she's like at the doctor and they're like
it off.
peeling it off, and the doctor was like, the smell coming from it was like the most horrendous thing. Like, could you imagine not taking off?
Was her foot dead? Did they have to
No, it
amputate it?
wasn't.
No.
It looked like it was
looked
like in a
gross, but it was
bathtub
alive.
for a long time.
I was shocked that it didn't look worse. Like, I thought it was gonna look way more
I
nasty.
thought all the skin and stuff would have come off and like.
Sloth.
Yeah, because she was taking showers with the boot on and not taking it off and
And
like
the boot's
airing
like
it out.
foamy on the inside, right? So it probably smelled like fucking
I don't-
milk. Ooh.
Yeah, she said it was so bad that like
You see that
everybody in the office was like,
Did you see that episode of
Smelling
Hoarders
it.
where the lady's like eating shit?
yeah, eating poo poo.
Like actual poo poo?
Yeah,
Her-
she was like
her
eating
poo-poo?
out of this bowl that had like shit all over it, and like their whole
That's not
house.
real.
That's so sad.
Can we stop talking?
They were
about
like, it was. They said they had to bulldoze.
They had to bulldoze the house. It was
bulldoze
that
her
bad.
house because it was an episode of Hoarders, and they were like, "Your house smells really bad. Do you know what's causing that?" She's like, "Yeah, like mildew and like
Dust.
dust." And
They're
they
like,
were
no,
like,
it's the
"No,
piss and the shit
the
everywhere.
feces and the urine everywhere." And she was like, "That's crazy." And I was like,
Wait,
They
but
had
was
to
it
put
her
her.
or
They had to put
animals?
her to live with somebody else. She couldn't. They wouldn't allow her to live by herself no more.
they had to
would-
put her in a home. Yeah, and she was like not old.
It's
she
wild
was
that
young.
people choose to live like that, or
Well,
not saying that they choose to.
it's a-
but
it's
just
definitely a
like,
mental
Or they don't
illness.
know. Or sometimes they don't even know
That-
that like
that happens, or that people live like that. It's crazy.
you could be at the grocery store with
choose-
the
nobody
lady right
chooses
next to
things.
you that eats shit
And never even know.
sleeps in a pile of shit.
She was
you
like,
would never know.
She was like holding
Yeah.
this like pan that was like, you know, like a bedpan type thing that was like had shit all over it. And then they were like, she was like, "This was my mom's." And then they were like, "Okay, so you're about to go eat. Are you gonna wash your hands?" And she was like, "No, why would I do that?" And I was like,
we need to stop.
anyways.
Anyway.
This was a fun side quest. I apologize. I keep checking my phone. The only reason is because we're having IKEA furniture delivered, so I'm just like trying to see if they message.
so we fucking made a fucking big decision, and we got cabinets that are green.
Oh, I was like, what?
We got green blue cabinets.
They're blue
Okay.
green.
So like that's a big
That's a
deal
statement piece.
because like
Yeah.
fuck, it's got to
For
be
the
right?
kitchen?
no,
because
for
the whole house now,
the
whole-
living room.
The whole house has to either go with it or it's gonna be bad. So
Well,
like,
no, okay,
I feel
so-
like is it that like that
there's like a
tealy
blue green.
color?
They're like a dark blue green.
those are pretty.
Let me
Oh,
see.
super
Not that,
pretty.
not that I expected them to be ugly. I'm sorry. Not that I mean.
I do like.
Oh, those are actually.
I was expecting
So-
like an
Yeah.
extravagant like
I'm
green.
thinking,
No.
no. So
I was
I'm
thinking like Bridgerton, fucking green or shit.
Although that would be
like-
nice,
Yeah.
though.
See, of course, I knew she would like that.
But
I want my house to look like a wizard's like
well,
bedroom.
no,
you
but
know?
I said like because we want to.
mini adventure.
yeah.
I think that would go well with gold theme and the
So we have the gold, and then I said, what
Right,
if we
it looks
did
nice,
like
right?
a lighter pink for the walls, like nothing crazy, but like a more neutral like pink. And then one wall do a pink and green wallpaper with like flowers and stuff. Since
Okay,
Nathan
she was
has the
telling me
flower
that.
I
theme.
like wallpaper. Your guys' wallpaper is very nice.
She was
Yeah.
telling me that, and I was like, "That sounds ugly as fuck." And then
But-
she showed me these wallpapers actually that were
They have
it was
some really
super
cool, like-
pretty
Work
wallpapers.
really well, yeah.
And I didn't think the green, blue, and pink would go,
Yeah.
but the
But it
wallpapers were super
would.
pretty.
I always pictured old papers to be like all old timey and ugly, but like
But
the
they're
wallpaper in
not,
your shop
yeah.
is hella cute.
Yeah.
I didn't
Just
for some
one
reason I
wall
didn't
though.
think,
I
yeah.
like just one accent wall because I was like, well, because we don't
Which
like
wall?
we don't like anything to be too dark, right?
I don't know.
Because I don't
We
like
haven't
my
decided
house
yet.
to. I don't want my house to feel like really dark and like depressive. But I said if we do like a lighter, more neutral pink, not like a pink, but just like a very neutral pink, and then have those pops of dark color and then the gold and then the one accent wall to tie everything together. I feel like it would still be really light and not too like heavy, but really pretty.
What were we talking about?
The house. People are going to find this so interesting. Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
And
well,
if you
so-
have good wallpaper that you think, send it to me.
So let's go back on topic.
Or rooms that you think would just vibe with what we're talking about. Send me inspiration.
Send it to that TikTok guy that does the rooms, the Asian guy with the glasses. He's like,
Oh,
do the
yeah.
room like this.
Oh, see, look how cute these are.
That's cute.
right?
Let me see. Is that the wallpaper?
Yeah.
You're gonna
like,
have to send
see,
him the
look at how
wand so he
cute
can
you'd, like-
put him in the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cute.
that's pretty,
It
right?
looks like Nathan's pomade.
It does
Yeah.
a little bit.
Anyway,
So
Sorry, Kat.
you guys traveled to PetQuest
yes.
with your
So,
children.
with your
Yes.
Yeah.
So we did.
Actually, it was great. The kids were freaking great. Everybody was messaging us saying how good they were.
Thank
So
God.
It was good.
Although if they were naughty, please tell us because we want to make sure our kids are not annoying and driving people crazy.
Oh, and they also, Isolde walked up and she had a stuffed animal, like a dummy one. Though we're not like a stuffed animal you buy a little kid, but one of the little dogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it had one of the harnesses.
It had a trach saver on it. And she
Yeah,
goes,
a trach
somebody
saver.
gave me this. And so she just has it. And I'm like, those things aren't cheap. The
No,
trach
they're
saver is
not.
not cheap. So I want to know, like, who gave that to my daughter, and did they actually? Because I kept asking her, like, who gave it to you? She's like, oh, I don't remember. And I'm like, they gave it to you, though, right?
Well,
they
she
didn't
said
just like.
because the stitching was coming undone in like one of the spots, so she said they were like, "Oh, you can just have it because it's like I'm gonna have to get a new one."
Well, still, I want to
But
know
please-
who
yeah,
did
please-
it anyways, because I can say thank you, right?
Yeah, either
What a
we'd like to
thief.
say thank you,
Yeah.
or we'd like to send it back in the mail if she did not get it.
Well, I don't know
for
about
free.
that, babe.
Okay,
Like
well,
you said, they're
we'll,
not cheap.
We'll fly it there.
we'll
or
bring
like,
it
we'll
to
bring
the
it.
next trade
Yeah.
show if she stole it from you, and then she'll get a beating. No, I'm just kidding. She won't get a beating.
From you.
Oh my god.
I'm
With
just
the trach
joking.
saver. With the trach saver.
With the trade
You can
saver.
slap my kid across the face. Teacher will
Just
listen.
kidding.
Like the good old
But-
days.
Was that their first trade show?
So they've been to like a couple, like they came to the Lodi competition and they came to like this first one Nathan did, the Silicon Valley, but those I feel like were so small and they were just for the day.
This is their first
This is
for
their
real
first
big
real
This
one.
was
show.
their
It's
first
like a
real
real
one.
one.
It was
Yeah.
cute because they got
Like
to
you
like
had open level competitors fucking.
Yeah.
it was it was cute because they like they got to meet a lot of like our friends that we get to like travel and we visit and they hear us talking about them. So it was nice that they got to like actually meet those people and put the face to the name. And it was really, everybody was like really sweet to them. I know there was a couple of people visiting from Canada, not just competitors, but that were just like assisting. And they were so kind. One really, really nice woman was, she brought a bunch of Canadian candy. So of course she told
She
my
also-
kids they could have some. And then they kept coming back for more candy the whole time. And I was like, oh my God, guys, stop
But
asking
you know
her
what
for
else she brought,
candy.
though? She brought ketchup flavored Lay's.
Yeah, ketchup flavored Lay's.
Oh, I saw those recently.
I know. I don't
in the
know.
store.
They
I
were
mean, they were
good.
not bad.
They were they weren't bad. They
But I
tasted
would
exactly like ketchup.
But I would
I'm not
never.
a ketchup person.
I would never be like, I can't wait to buy some ketchup Lay's. Like,
Yeah.
no. But they weren't They weren't bad. You know what
no,
I mean?
they tasted
Yeah.
good, but I'm just not a ketchup person.
I always
so.
feel like the flavored thing. If you put real ketchup, like if you dip it in ketchup, probably tastes better. Just like with Tapatio Doritos and Tapatio, the
Yeah.
the Tapatio flavored
Yeah.
Doritos are not good. But if you put Tapatio on the actual Doritos,
Yeah.
It tasted
You know?
just like ketchup, though. It literally tasted like ketchup in chip form.
I gotta
it
try
like
it.
really did.
Either.
But I'm just not a
Ellie would
ketchup
probably
person.
love them. But I guess they're a product of Canada. They're so
Yeah,
like,
she said
hard
they're
to
like
get here.
originally from there. But no, I mean everybody was super nice. There was the what's it called? How do you say the the aesthetic nightmare? That's what it's called, right? The sticker place.
I don't know. We're gonna have to know the name.
I think
though.
I'm pretty positive it's aesthetic nightmare.
okay.
They
Nightmare
sell
aesthetics, or
maybe it's nightmare aesthetic. Maybe I have it flipped. And she has like stickers and jackets and like she makes a lot of really cool stuff. And so of course Isolde was obsessed because it's
Oh, yeah,
very.
she's like, this is
it's-
my favorite booth.
It's very like very punk, very cool, very edgy.
Neon goth stuff.
Yeah, and so of course Isolde was there like 24/7, and I told the woman who owned the booth, and I was like, if she's annoying you, please let me know. And she was like, I love her. Like, I'll have her come work for me next year. I'll make her a shirt. Like,
Right
she was
on.
very sweet, and she put up with her. I was because I told Isolde, I was like, if you're gonna bother her all day, at least at the bare minimum, help her sell stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
help her sell
I,
stickers.
I do feel those a little bit like everyone just wants to be nice to the kids because we're on the social media and like people know us. So I almost want to be like, no, you guys, you could be like. Everyone was so positive about the kids. I want to be like,
Nepo
you guys
babies.
can tell the truth. You guys can tell me.
I think a part of it though is like they are the future generation, right? Like hopefully our kids love dogs. So whether they're groomers or not, they're gonna have dogs as adults. And if they aren't groomers, they're gonna take their dogs to get groomed if we're like not grooming anymore. And they're gonna tip their groomer. They're gonna appreciate their groomer. They're gonna like treat their groomer respectfully.
True.
So like
True that.
you know what I mean? Like we're hopefully breeding decent children who will like.
Maybe.
Reputable
Are they
breeding.
health tested?
Maybe.
Yeah. Are they health tested?
Hopefully
No,
they'll
they're
be
not.
if they are
you guys
groomers or
champions?
breeding or.
Yeah, I guess you are.
I guess we are champions.
You
oh my God. And we're
are.
health tested.
But you know what though? I think now that I think about it though, I think I would belong in the loin.
I'm short back.
And I don't mean that. Okay, that isn't a penis thing though. I'm like I have a long ass torso.
He has a really long
and shorter
torso.
legs. You know, so I just feel like I'd have a long loin.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So it was
definitely like a 4-finger loin.
Yeah. Well, it was so funny because, like, I think it was on the second or third day so they have lightning bugs out there. And so.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, the kids are. I got some
the
good
kids
pictures.
were-
Okay, let
yeah.
me. You can
Send
put
them
them
to
up.
me,
I
yeah.
got some really cool pictures.
But the kids, so every night when it started to get dark, we'd take them out and they'd go catch the lightning bugs. And at this location, they have these outdoor pens. They have like one really big outdoor dog
They do a lot of dog
area,
shows there.
Oh, okay.
and then they have two smaller like individual ones. And so, everybody would be out there pottying their dogs and letting them run around. So we'd potty our dogs and let the kids catch lightning bugs and like
We have
chit chat with
we
all
have
the
puppies in here.
groomers.
Sorry.
A lot of puppies in this
So
room.
sorry. So it was really cute because then the kids got to know like some of the groomers better that way too. So then I think it might have been on the third day. I hear Owen, like from across the room, and Mackenzie and Nadia had caught a lightning bug. And so it was like during the day and it was like inside and they're like, we caught this for you. And so it was really
so
cute.
Lindsay was there too.
Yeah, Lindsay was there too.
So seeing the three of them talking to the
Yeah.
kids was like,
Yeah, and like
Very
passing
cool.
over this
Yeah.
little lightning bug. It was
Yeah.
very sweet.
I'm like, oh my God.
I know. Nathan took a photo. He's
They-
like, oh my God, look.
Yeah.
They're being
They're
nice to
talking-
my kid.
Well, I didn't write this on the card, but I was in Michigan at the same time. They were in Ohio, and it was pouring the whole time we were pretty much in Michigan. So but we only got little tiny, because I told Ellie all about the lightning bugs.
right.
And we only got little glimpse of them like in the
Hey,
forest.
but you know what though? You caught tiny frogs, and that's pretty
Yeah, we
lit.
caught
Yeah, that's true. He's
Send me a
old
picture
would
of
have
that, too.
killed for
Tiny
the tiny
frogs.
frogs.
Yeah.
They were itty bitty.
So do you think you're
Everyone-
going to take them every year to this show?
To that show in specific, yes.
I think so,
That's
yeah.
a nice show. It's like it's at one hotel. There's a pool there, so we just went, and there's a bar. If we want, we grab a drink, go to the pool. The
Yeah.
kids swim around.
Is there a restaurant inside?
There's a
There's a
restaurant,
restaurant.
yeah, with the
Yeah.
bar. And so it was nice. It was
The
really
restaurant's
nice.
decent.
For anybody who's interested in going, because we always say that we're going to tell you how the setup is, right? So
Their setup-
they have an outdoor, like a really big outdoor shed.
It's like a big tough shed.
and it has
Okay.
4 tubs in it, and they provide.
Did they
have
bring the shed?
towels.
No, the shed is on site. So
Yeah,
like
'cause
this
they do a
hotel does a
lot
lot
of
of
dog
dog shows.
shows.
So it's like a built with tubs already set?
Yep, a
Yes.
building
Wow.
with tubs.
And they're nice tubs.
It's
They're
like a
nice,
half size
like
of a
metal
one-car
tubs.
garage.
Okay.
And so there's 4, and then those are outside though, so it does get hot during the day. But it's
So hot.
covered, so it's not like, but it's hot and humid.
Yeah.
And the drying is inside.
The drying
and
is
the drying
inside.
is cool. They have big breakers with enough power for. You don't bring your own stuff, but people were doing it, and there was no breakers popped. So
Yeah, we didn't have any issues
take
this
that
time.
as you will.
Yeah.
You know, people are
So-
asking me, "Can I plug my stuff?" I always tell people no, but like, do it. You know,
Do
like,
what you
just don't
want.
pop my breaker. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But
But no, it was a very like relaxed setup in comparison, so that was nice. But yeah, I mean, we competed in all 4 categories. We flew with 3 dogs.
Yeah,
and
we
we
showed
picked up
up-
one on the way
and normally when we go to shows on the East Coast, it's like we show up
with all borrowed
dogs. But I showed up with all my own dogs, all my heavy hitters. So you know, like I could tell the vibe was different because people seen all my own dogs. So like, oh, you know, like you have an advantage when you have your own dogs
Yeah.
because I know them and.
You know their confirmation and
Yeah.
you know their quirks.
Although
And I
you
did
still-
I did one of the best trims I've ever done on one of my dogs, and I was so happy. I took all the critiques from the show I had last groomed the dog, Tacoma, and fixed all the critiques, and you know.
And what?
Well, let's
And what?
let's go in order of the categories. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's go in order of the categories, Nathan.
Fine.
Well, so you did Chewy, and you've been trying to work on his groom because he's last year
his
you
structure
competed.
is a lot different than my previous.
Well, the previous dog you
Scotty,
did
I
was
was working
a
on.
little black bitch, so she was just more of like what we call in Scotty's. She's a little bit more fancy, and so Chewy is he has a little bit of a different coat type than you're used to. He's brindle, so you have to take that into account. He's a longer, bigger boy,
And he's not long to a fault. He's just not short back as like that.
right? So that's why I called the other bitch you were using. She was fancy. That's what we call it in art. She's fancy. He's more like proper in the sense that like he's a little longer, but it can be more difficult to make them look shorter.
Yeah, because Scotties are like groomed square. They're groomed to appear almost square, but they're not square. They're like off square.
Not quite square, but almost. Yeah. You don't want them to look super long and low. So,
But if you brought a square ass looking Scotty, the judges will probably love the profile though. You know, it's just
more
squares
balanced.
more appealing to the eye. Yeah.
But you did the best groom you've ever done on him. You've taken a lot of critiques on him, and while you didn't get a placement, I was really happy with your groom and your like progression on him. So
It was a really large class, right?
it
Especially
was
for wire.
huge. I think it was 19 wire dogs.
well, like
Those are not open numbers for wire typically, right?
No, it was
it's-
huge.
Or wire in general.
Yeah,
it's funny
the whole
because like
class.
if you look at the trim, my trim before and this last trim, like one of my things. So it wasn't a critique from the judges, but a critique from my breeder. The dog's breeder was like, you made him look long, made him look too long. So I brought him much tighter. I mean, I'll give you both the photos. This next trim, I tightened his back up a lot and brought the tail forward and brought his crest out. But I overcompensated and gave him a little too much of a crest and a little. So like I made it too much. So I just have to find that happy medium.
Yeah, but I feel like it was minimal. It wasn't like a huge.
Yeah.
But then you did a sporting class.
Oh, but no placement with
no
that, you know,
placement.
like good critiques though.
Good critiques, yeah. And like I said, I thought that was the best groom you put on him, and sometimes that's all that matters. Well, that's always all that
It is.
matters.
Yeah.
But it's nice when you get a placement to go with it. But then you did Crash, and so Crash is an English Cocker.
Oh
You
my
did such a good
God.
job on that one.
Thank
And
you,
you-
thank
He's
you. But
beautiful.
okay, the last half an hour,
groomed him multiple times.
the last half an hour though was shit because like I know how to groom an English Cocker, right? And when I first learned, I was taught you pick up the front foot. Now this is not right. So anybody listening to this,
Don't
not
do
do
this.
this. You can do it in the salon for a pet. That's
I
fine.
know what you're gonna say.
But don't do it for a show or in a competition ring. So I don't know what I was doing. I was in the zone and like
You're just
I'm
not
like
thinking.
I'm almost done. All I got to do is the underline. And I pick up his front paw and then trim it from the paw back to match the. And that is not what you do. And as soon as I put his leg down, I was like, fuck, I chopped off way too much. So then I had to bring his underline up an extra inch from where I wanted it.
Yeah.
And like I just knew as
balance it
soon as I
out,
put his
yeah.
foot down, I knew that I wasn't getting a
Because
placement.
that underline just wasn't quite right.
And I
that's-
pulled his jacket. I used the stone to pull everything. I pulled all with the dog like that, the white and the black coat have to be treated differently.
They have different texture.
So I could card out most of it on the white, but the black I have to pull by hand. So I'm pulling it, and I'm so happy with the jacket. It looks
it was
great.
beautiful. Everything looked beautiful.
This is like the best
pretty
trim I
dog,
put on a
too.
Cocker probably ever, and then at
Except for that.
that last moment when I made that fucking fatal error. Like, so then I put the foot down, and I'm like, I have to fucking stand here,
For the next like hour.
fucking around
Showing-
with this underline, knowing that I'm not getting anything. Just like normally I feel like, oh, maybe there's a chance. I always like to feel like that. But this, I just had to know that I just fucked it, and that it's just, it was demoralizing.
It still looked beautiful.
Everyone was
looked
like, oh
really
my God,
good.
it looks so beautiful. And I'm like, yeah, but
It was, and that's exactly what your critique was. Victor was like, "You did such a good job, but you took it too tight."
and then I
here,
had a
and it
couple
messed up your
competitors come up to
underline."
me. What's his name? He's like one of the top competitors.
Jacob.
Jacob comes up to me and he's like, I seen you do it. And I was like, fuck you, dude. I was like, I know. Did you, I was like, did you,
Okay, as long as she has a treat.
I was like,
just
did
wanna
you
make
see
sure.
my face? And he's like, he's seen it in my face. Like, as soon as I put it down, I'm like
Yeah.
my face sunk.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll never do that again. And I don't know who taught me to do that, but I mean, thank you, because for pets, it works fine. But
I don't think you learned how to do that on the English Cocker. I think that's just something we do on sporting dogs, like Goldens and like
with short
in
feather
the
trims and
salon.
stuff,
yeah, and I don't know what, I just like short circuited my brain.
It
and
happens.
But we
I
It was
drove
steaks
drove
and-
fucking 6 hours to get that dog. We've landed in Chicago, drove all this
From
way to get it.
Chicago all the
So
way
it's
to
like,
Ohio.
I was just beating myself up.
It happens.
And that was the
though.
first day. You know, I'm thinking, oh, I showed up with all my own dogs. Like, this is it, you know? And then I freaking,
It happens.
I
It
was happy with the wire, but then with the sporting, I was like, this is the worst.
Well, it just sucks because like it was gorgeous, like all the way around except for that, and then it was like, fuck.
It's funny. I posted the video and somebody's like, oh, is like, you should be pulling the skin and you should, but in the video, if you look at it, I am pulling the skin taut. And I'm like, lady, like, I just deleted the comment. I usually don't do that, but I'm like, if you can't just like open your eye and like look 2 centimeters to the right.
Well, she also said that she was like, for the muzzle, you should be laying the blade flat. And I was like, no, you skim it. Like, that's not, no.
But also, too, like, that is not true because there is not one way to skin a cat, right? Like, oh, you only do it like this.
Okay, but we
in
don't
Australia,
skin cats.
But in Australia, right, where we're going, or in New Zealand, we're going over there to judge, and they don't
They
clip the
hand
face.
strip.
They don't clip the face. They strip the face.
Yeah, they strip
So
and
it's
card
like,
the
yeah,
face.
what's right here and right there are different. So, like, don't, like, I hate it when people do that. Oh, you're not supposed to do it. Like, shut that up. You know? It's
Well, it's all. It's as long as you have the same result. What's the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
So, anyway, it was disheartening, but
obviously I'm upset about it.
it was.
It's only me. I'm upset at myself.
It sucks when when you know you fucked up and you're like, because everything else was so beautiful. Like, I feel like you definitely would have gotten a placement if your front leg
that
hadn't been
also
messed
just
up.
shows how good of an eye you have that you can personally see. You're like, fuck, this is
Yeah.
to this, and you're like, okay, I know,
And
and
you
you
know
know what it is, and you're not like they're fucking stupid or they
Yeah.
don't know how to place it. It's just
Yeah.
I know I messed up. It wasn't to my best, and
You know what
you
the
took
worst
that
part was?
Well,
Nadia had to walk by and look at him. I was like, don't fucking look at him. Don't
You're
look
like
at
just
him.
stand in front
Just
of
stop
him.
cover
it.
the front arms.
Yeah, I'm
look.
like, don't look. Her dog looks so beautiful.
I know.
she got
Oh,
best
yeah.
in show with it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it's coming.
Oh,
we're gonna get to it.
well, just cut me out.
All right, so the next
I
day,
usually do.
the next day, you know,
I appreciate that.
the next day was great. We started off with all other purebred, and this dog.
That was the biggest class of the weekend. There was 24 competitors.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And all other purebred. Like, that's
It's a big show. Is it
huge
always
class.
that big?
So it is. So when we've
It was
only
just
been
a big
once,
open class. Big open class.
No, but we went once 2 years ago to PetQuest, and I was shocked by how big of. It's not like a
it's
huge
really
show.
central too. There's a lot of people go there.
Yeah, like it's not a huge show, but a lot of open competitors go to this show. It was like there was a lot.
Yeah,
Well, if the
so-
setup is nice and they don't have to leave and everything's just right there.
It's a nice show.
The middle of the year.
I recommend it. It's a nice show. Other
So-
than it being like really hot and humid, it's a nice show.
Do you think that the groom team changing the way that now that they're counting every single show, do you think we're going to see a lot more open competitors at every show? Because usually before
I
they
think
would
so.
kind of like choose.
I think so.
But now everybody has to go everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
so.
That's going to be a very competitive
That-
couple years.
That would be.
It is gonna
it's
be
gonna
a
be
very
very exciting to
competitive couple
watch as
years.
a spectator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should do we should really get in on that and like do like a scoreboard and like.
Well, but Nicole already like she keeps everything on her phone.
I know,
I
but
mean
it's
on that
something maybe
app.
we could collab with her
Yeah.
and like highlight, but it's something like a sportscast thing. I keep thinking about that, like it might be good.
Yeah. But anyway, you
We get-
competed with Kachi.
Yeah.
We flew with her
And
in cargo. She's a Carry Blue.
Katie washed her coat the night before, let her air dry, so like she was dialed in, and I knew exactly what I needed to fix.
Well, it was really nice though, right? Because we flew, so we couldn't bring like a lot of stuff with us. So I was like, look, we were really lucky. Robbie brought like a kennel for us, and he brought
Oh,
like
Robbie
risers for us,
And Sophia.
and he brought he got us seltzers for our room, and he's such a sweet guy.
Robbie, Sophia, and there was one other girl that helped us.
Stephanie.
Stephanie helped us.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you to all three of them.
Yeah, and so I was like, look, I didn't bring shampoo for the carry, and so Sophia was like, I got you. She had I brought 4 or 5 cups to her room, and she was like, first do this, second do this,
She had the
third do
Botanica
this.
hookup.
Botanica, yeah. And you know what though? I loved the way that the carry turned out. I loved the way she felt. I was like, I'm gonna do this regimen every time.
Okay, so we get out there. I have Kachi, and I'm walking, and she's so pretty and so hot, right? So I've noticed when I'm working with her, she draws a lot of attention. She's just so pretty and she's hot, so she's barking a lot and
Hot as in aggressive, not as in sexy.
or fiery.
I was like,
She's
you took her to
fiery.
Tacoma, and Terry said someone was hot. Is that her? Oh no, that was Helios. Was
That
hot.
was Helios.
Helios was hot.
And so everyone's looking at her, and I'm walking the line to the edge because I switched with somebody so I could be on the very end because she's pretty reactive.
He was
And-
originally between two white fluffy dogs, and we were like, maybe
And
not.
I look up, and there's Lindsay there, and she hasn't competed all year. So she's standing there, and I'm like, oh, fuck, you're here? And she
I
looks
should've
at me,
told
and
you.
she goes,
I forgot to tell you she was
she goes, rude. And I'm like, I'm just kidding. Like, I just thought I was going to get a placement today, maybe. But now that you're here, like, congratulations. And I'm like, I walk to my spot, and I we start the groom. So we start the groom, and it's done, and like they call third, and I'm thinking I've got third.
I didn't even record because
Katie put the phone away because like they did third or first, third and second, and then she put her phone away.
No, I didn't even record at all because to be honest, it was a lineup of 24 dogs. Lindsay was there, Macy was there, Gibbs was there, and like they, you know what I mean? Jacob was there, like
all the top,
Jessica
all of the
Daltrey was
purebred dogs,
there. Nadia was there with her Betty. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, no offense, I loved his groom. I thought it was gorgeous.
And then I came through, and boom, took the first place. Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah,
it was pretty awesome.
It was really
electric.
incredible. I was
wish you guys were
so
there.
proud.
I watched on the
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
Facebook.
I watched too.
Everybody watched. But yeah, it was. I
Fucking
thought for
crybaby.
sure. I know. Well, it was.
Well, you know what? Nadia was like, you should get a sponsor from what is
Kleenex?
it? Kleenex. I'm like, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's so funny. But yeah, it was definitely like I couldn't believe it. I
break your
knew
trophy?
he did a beautiful job. No, it's just like
20s.
loose. You know how it is. I knew he did a beautiful job, but I just wasn't expecting it. And I know like he corrected everything that they had talked about, and he hadn't groomed her since Tacoma. And so I was, and he got the scissor call back, which Macy,
with a carry.
yeah, Macy was like, with a carry, that's like a big deal, dude. And
And
to
then
be
through
fair, when I
the-
rewashed her the next morning to prep her, I was like, damn, bro, these legs, like what the, there was still no hair out of place. And I was like, what the fuck?
Nadia told somebody, I heard it through Grapevine. I didn't hear it through her. She goes, I told somebody, if I lose to that dog, like, he deserves it. So, like, it was nice. Like, everyone, I just feel really accepted. And it was like such a cool thing.
Well, you haven't gotten a placement with Carrie this year with a Carrie. So it was really nice to like round out your, because I feel like you've gotten a placement in everything. Like,
Which is, it brought me up to third. I'm third in the country right now. But my points are all like spread out.
yeah,
You know? I think I would like to be an alternate for travel team.
at some
But
point.
I mean,
yeah.
obviously, Liz Johnson is alternate right now, and she has like quadruple the points I do. So
Well,
like,
no, but this year is different. She's alternate
That's
for
for
the
last year.
last 2
Oh.
years.
New
so she'll
season.
be alternate this year in September, but the odds are she'll be on travel team for this 2 years because she has.
So I think-
she's like got the highest in like 3 categories. I think.
Yeah.
So I think going to Worlds as an alternate would be cool as like your first time. you know?
Yeah, to get your feet wet to see what it's all about, because you place
And then
in
Victor,
everything.
Victor said, Nathan, you should go to Worlds with this dog.
Yeah,
And like, Carrie's
Multiple
one of his
peop-
breeds.
Yeah, multiple
Yeah.
people said that. Jovi
Yeah.
told you that. She was like, "This is your World's dog."
I mean, you should see her. Like, if you see her in person, it's different. Like the pictures, she looks great, but
They
in
saw
person,
her, right? Oh no, you haven't.
like she's just
Because
so
she didn't
stunning.
do Pasadena.
No, Tacoma.
She's
Oh,
just
that's
so
right, I
stunning.
forgot.
Like I absolutely just love this
She didn't
dog.
look as good in Tacoma.
I love this dog. You know, she's just so like sweet and like.
She's just hot. That's the only. She's just. She can't be with the other dogs.
Yeah.
But you know, it was great. It was freaking awesome.
Well, and then you did poodles. So you did your big boy.
Yep.
And so that was with a judge we've never competed under, Kelly Knight.
Yep.
So we've never. Oh, also shout out to Jonathan David. Thank you so much for giving Nathan the first place.
Yeah, thank you,
I know you said
Jonathan.
he deserved it, and I believe he did too. But thank you for recognizing his work and his growth.
Yeah.
We really appreciate that.
Jonathan's he's one of my favorites. I think he puts a lot of time and effort into.
Well, I think he really pays attention. I mean, that's what he said, right? He was like, I've been watching you do this trim and like get critiques and work on those things. And you finally like pulled all those things
Yeah.
together and did it.
I think he takes judging like very seriously.
Yeah, because he's always outside the ring watching.
Yeah, even
No
when he's
matter
not judging.
When he's not judging. And
all the time.
Yeah,
He's just
every
like,
show,
and
and he's
I'm
walking the
also
line.
judging every single competition when I'm not competing.
Yeah.
But so we weren't sure. We don't know anything about this judge. But you competed. I thought you did a very beautiful job. And you didn't get a placement in Poodle, but her biggest critique was that she wanted you to bring a little bit more coat, right?
Yeah, she's and then in like
She
a
said
post, she said she likes people bring more coat. that
She
she's-
likes big transformations, is what she said.
and I'm perfectly comfortable bringing a lot of coat.
Yeah.
Like I can move through coat very fast. So that's fine. That went into my notes for what she likes, and I'll make sure that when I groom with her, I'll bring her something to try to impress her. You know?
Yeah. No, I mean that's been the backbone, right? Is because like when you first started in Open, you brought tons of coat every time, and so
Until I had judge after judge telling me like I don't
brought
need to
too
bring
much.
that much
Yeah.
coat, like. But it
that
is
was
a
always your
different.
critique. Too much coat.
Yeah,
too
it's
much coat,
but
too
it's a
much coat.
different time, right? Like if you look at the trims now, the trims like the finish is just better.
Yeah.
But it's because the dogs are getting better, and
Coats are better.
and coats are better. But
Better
also
product,
people
shampoo.
are keeping like the maintenance on them is a little tighter. So I don't want to say like what's right or what's wrong, but like
Well, every judge has their preference too.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's one of her
exactly,
preferences.
yeah. And so we didn't know that before, and now we know. So
yeah.
we'll bring a lot of coat, and then you got to be in the Best in Show lineup again, which
My third best in
was
show
your
lineup this
third.
year.
Yeah.
What was the first one?
It was a
Charm
a
City.
Scotty.
The Scotty at Charm City, yeah. And then
You know, I because and it was a big win with who was the judge? It was
Sally Hawks
Sally
and
Hawks.
Cheryl
that's
Purcell.
right.
and they're big. Like Sally's a big terrier person, but
yeah.
like every time she was looking at me, I made sure to pull something that's hard. I catch her look, and I'm like, I'm gonna start pulling its toes. Start pulling the toes.
I
you know?
can do it. I know.
then-
So it was
yeah.
really nice to, yeah. I mean, all the grooms up there were just absolutely gorgeous. You didn't win the scissor call back, but it was really cool to be up there.
Yeah.
That went to Winnie Wong for her freestyle. So that was really, really cool.
And best in show went to Nadia.
Nadia's
Mudgett.
beautiful English talker.
That dog is so pretty.
That dog is gorgeous.
I know.
She needs to teach us. I mean, I think you do a beautiful job, but like her underline always
underline,
is
they're
so
always
It's
underline.
insane.
it's so full and it's so crisp though.
Yeah.
And I want to know how she does that. She's going to have to teach us, especially if we end up with our own new baby
Well, she said I could come out to
Canada.
Canada, and then we could do like a double seminar. But then we could. She wants me to teach her some stuff with the Carrie, and I told her I want her to teach me some stuff with the Betty.
Yeah.
and then
So-
Ronnie and I can go, and then they can do Pokemon things, and then I could do drag queen stuff with her because she likes drag queens.
And I'll
Not
just
only-
go.
I love
'cause
the
I'm
But
on
what
that
if
one.
she makes fun of Sizor? I'm just kidding.
Sizor.
Sizor.
It's Scissor, babe.
Scissor.
I know.
Thank you.
I'm just making fun,
Nadia's a
Nathan.
bitch. Just kidding.
You know what though? When I like,
God.
when
In
I
a fun
told her,
way, okay?
In a fun way.
when that episode, when she's like, "What's your favorite Pokemon?" and I said Ditto, and gave her like a funny look, and she looked at me like I was a fucking weirdo. Like she didn't get it. I just felt so stupid.
Or remember when she asked you again? Oh,
I
I,
was
did
like,
ask
I'm
you, but I
sorry.
didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
Like
her
Ditto's
dog,
the funny answer, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
maybe it's just me and my buddies that think Ditto's the.
Maybe, but you're
You
also
and your buddies sit around and
original
talk about
151.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
your buddies? These are your
Yeah.
buddies.
And your son, it's
We're
me
your
and your
buddies.
son who talk about Pokemon.
Are you talking about Zach?
I like
Oh.
Lick-a-ton.
Look a ton of what?
And if I was in the licky licky.
Anyways. Although, okay, so this show, I felt like there was a lot of drama, right? Because they were on the PetQuest Facebook, there was like so many. There was people complaining about dogs, pet dogs coming in and peeing on merchandise and them just like leaving
Not
and
cool.
not paying for the products and not like cleaning it up, like just walking away.
Okay, so for the record, no pet dogs that aren't being used as a demo
Or competition.
in a competition are not allowed on
They're
the
not
floor.
supposed
But
to
even
come.
on the Facebook group, because I'm a part of the PetQuest Facebook group, someone said we're allowed to bring our dogs, right? Because I'm bringing
No.
mine, and someone said no.
Yeah.
Lots of people
and everyone's
said
like, well,
no.
I'm bringing mine. Well, I'm bringing mine. And it's like, don't.
You know,
fucking
bring 'em.
bring your
It
dog. It's
says
not
on
allowed.
the rules
I
in
get
the
it.
pamphlet.
I get it. We're all dog people. people. We are all in the dog industry, and you want to bring your dog with you, but it is
Follow the rules.
This is a
But also,
professional.
too, it distracts the dog. It can be
Yeah.
distracting to
Well,
the
I
dogs
think
being groomed.
in my head, this is a professional event. It's not a like. It is fun, but it's also like for your career. We're not going there to like, have
Well, I
funsy
think
time in the.
It's time to put our best foot forward too.
Yeah, and so I don't think it's a problem to bring your dog to like the hotel or if you're wherever you're staying, and like if you want to meet outside in the play area.
And someone else complained too about like prepping early in the morning. And I'm like, it's a grooming competition.
So
like
somebody complained on PetQuest. Of course, they did it anonymously.
the best way to do it.
And they said that
They're not a pussy at all.
Well, of course, they said they weren't the ones who complained. They were just down at the front desk and heard them complaining about it.
Anonymous, and it wasn't you.
Yeah, and they
else.
said, thankfully, we were on the 4th floor because they said it was on the 2nd floor. But they said that somebody was prepping their dog really early in the morning, and it was like disturbing people. But like to be fair, they do provide prep areas, right? Like we said, this has a really nice prep area, but it does close at a certain time, and then it doesn't open up until a certain time. And some of us need to prep not within those time frames.
Yeah,
or like we had our kids.
There's almost 40 poodles.
We had our kids with us. I wasn't going to get up, wake my kids up, make them come down with me to prep my dog. Like I prepped my dog in the room, but literally they slept through me prepping 3 different dogs. So I'm like,
In the same room?
In the same room. And I even had the door open part of the time to help vent the humidity.
But also, babe, we do not prep our dogs in the room.
We don't do that.
But our kids also didn't wake up from us not doing it.
Yes. And so Ellie, when I go to dog shows, I have to prep in the room because dog shows often don't have somewhere to prep in. My dogs need to be washed every day, at least their legs and their face. And literally Ellie, who's 6, is sleeping in the bed right there, and I am 5 feet away, blow drying with a velocity dryer. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
So
it's less annoying than dogs barking.
yeah, it's also like kind of a calming noise, like white noise.
Well,
just
I also
white
feel like
noise.
if you're at a dog event, it's like
gonna
this
be.
is
And
thi-
you're
it's
in
not,
the dog block. They put all the dog people together.
Yeah.
So I thought
I
it
don't
was
know.
bizarre. I mean, I do understand, like, not wanting to be disturbed early in the morning. And to be fair, I don't know how early these people were prepping, but I personally have never been to one of these events and been like, the person's prepping next to me and I can hear. Like, I've never heard it, and I know people do it.
Well, especially in
So-
Ohio, the walls should be concrete because of
Also-
tornadoes.
Tornadoes.
But another thing though, if you're like the only people I could see complaining is probably like a vendor, right?
Maybe.
Because it's not a competitor. A competitor is not going to complain.
And then somebody complained about a vendor.
but it's probably a vendor, I would guess.
Somebody
right?
complained that a vendor was sleeping in their car without AC with all their dogs and that it was too hot and that they weren't taking good care of their dogs. And I don't know who complained, and I don't know who the vendor was or if any of that was for reals, but there just seemed to be a lot of drama
Hey,
at
well,
this show.
if they're sleeping
have
in
a
there too, then it's good, right?
I have a question. All these complaints happened on Facebook.
yeah.
Yeah. Anonymous.
Okay, so why people get real brave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then
Oh
I
yeah,
also
when no,
think too,
that was.
like,
I think that was anonymous too.
but I also think if this is if you are selling stuff at this event, the quickest way to make this event not ever happen again is by complaining to the hotel about people that go to the event.
Right.
So it's like, if you want to be there selling stuff, you want it to be there next year. I don't even know if it's them per se, but like, it just
Who
seems like,
knows?
hey, if someone else that's going to the same event as you is doing something you don't want, like maybe don't stir the pot.
So my thought is, don't go to the hotel to complain. Maybe leave a note on their door. Or
Or
not-
fight 'em.
They
Or fight
did
'em in the
put
parking lot.
door,
Gentleman's
They
fight.
Yeah.
did put the room number, and I'm super curious who was in that room. If it was you and you watch this, let us know. We won't tell nobody, but I just want to know because I
And
want to
what
know.
dryer were you
Yeah,
using?
what dryer?
Yeah.
Well, the little dryer I have, I think that's relatively quiet.
Yeah.
Is
That's
that the one that you sent
and
us?
The Cool Care one. It
No,
like,
the blue one.
Huh?
Are you talking about the blue one
That
The
long,
Chris
skinny
that
Christensen
you
one?
loaned us? Or are you talking about a
it's
different
purple.
one? Oh, purple.
Oh.
No,
Whatever.
the Chris one.
I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about
it's a
that
Chris.
long one. That
But the- I
Lindsay
mean,
sent,
the one you-
long one?
No, that's
The
the
one
same
you
vendor.
loaned us. Yeah, it's
that
not
one's-
that loud.
It's pretty quiet, but it's strong.
Is that our shower one?
No.
Yeah,
The
it
little
is
Oh,
a shower.
square.
yeah.
Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, we use that for the show.
But it doesn't pop the circuits.
the
Because
little dudes one
And
works
I
really well,
don't.
too.
Anyway, it was.
We should do a series. Which dryer is best for your hotel?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
for
cut this
dog
back.
shows.
we
not-
can't know for.
I can't
for
stop
both.
thinking about the
Oh, yeah.
throbbing of that fucking that washing thing.
The rinse-a-roo.
I was like, what are you talking
It was
about?
good.
We do need to put the rinse-a-roo on our
Like the way it was
Amazon
like-
list.
I need to update the list.
Because
Like, don't you wish you
I
could just
sent you a
connect
link.
it to like the way it's like dude.
anyways,
But we are gonna add our not
Because-
hotel grooming accessories.
yeah, because the
So you don't prep your dog in the
Nathan
hotel.
did after
Like I said, it's
posting
for
that
dog shows.
after posting that story. Nathan did have a couple of people asking about the rinse-a-roo and where they could find it, and I told them to go on another grooming podcast, Amazon, and they can buy it from there.
Yes, I'll put it on
Wink.
right now.
Oh, is it
Wink.
not?
After
No.
this, it's not
After
on yet.
this,
Link is in the description.
yeah,
Yeah. No link in bio.
yeah,
Well,
link
what
in
if you're
bio.
on- What if you're on YouTube?
Link in the link tree in
Link
the bio.
everywhere, Kat, at the same time.
At
a
the same
different
time, I was in Michigan at a family reunion, not dog related, and I was bored.
Although
It was fun, but it rained.
Did
like,
you
the
fish?
whole time? No, it was like raining the whole time, and I didn't bring a fishing pole with me to Michigan.
But they live on a lake.
they don't have
Yeah,
fishing
but
poles.
It's a private lake, and they have fishing poles, but
yeah,
they said,
private lake is even better.
well, yeah, you don't need
Unfished.
a license to fish in a private lake because I didn't have an out-of-state license. But they said that the hawks and the eagles eat all the fish out of the lake, so they don't really have any in there.
Or they just can't
Or they-
fucking
yeah.
catch them.
Well, I thought it was
We were
really
catching frogs, though.
I thought it was really funny.
Frogs aren't
'cause,
fish.
I actually caught a bullfrog one time when I was fishing.
Cool.
A fucking big ass frog.
I'm really glad you told me that.
It was funny. It was funny. You should have seen it. He swallowed this worm like it was like.
Oh, like on a hook you caught it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He
I
did.
was fishing and I was jigging. I was moving a plastic worm through the top of the water, right? And this frog like literally jumps out of the water and with both hands grabs the worm and shoves it into his mouth. And instinctively, I went and set the hook on his ass. He came flying up out of the water. It was just like a hook through his top of his mouth, and he wasn't even bleeding. I was able to grab him and take it off, but like put up quite a fight though. You know what I mean?
I just thought it was funny because Kat went to Michigan at
The
the
fisherman
same
will get
time.
The
Anyway,
one that listens to us.
Jay. No,
Oh yeah, does he listen?
I don't know if he listens to this,
I
but
bet
he is a
$100 though
fisherman.
he would set the hook on a bullfrog.
Yeah, he would. Anyway, I thought it was funny though, because like Kat went on a trip at the same time as us, but we didn't talk about it really. And then we were talking about our flight, and she was like, I'm flying out the same day as you guys. And then she was like, I'm flying out of SFO and flying into Chicago and then driving the rest of the way. And then she came back on the same day too, and like was flying out of not the same airport, but still out of like Chicago.
Very serendipitous.
Yeah, and so we like stayed at a hotel. We didn't stay together because we were going to different Chicago airports, but I thought it was really funny.
It was just,
It was funny when I opened Find My Friends. I was like, oh my God, neither of them are home, but they're close to each other.
yeah.
you know, yeah.
You know what's sad is that the Sears building, the biggest building over there, isn't the Sears building no more.
What is it now?
I don't know. Someone bought it.
I don't remember.
Poor
what,
Sears.
Sears.
They had the biggest building in Chicago. Now they don't even have that.
Anyways,
Poor Sears.
I know.
but Kat has her own big news because she went to a specialty.
Yeah, so me and Ellie, we drove down to the San Diego area, but it was in Valley Center. So literally there were like no hotels in the area. You had to like drive into the valley every day. So you had to stay like right outside the valley, but it was
Ew.
cool. It was pretty there. It was a little hot, but I got a little grooming space, and I had like the perfect grooming space because I rented it. It's just under a tent. But
You can rent it?
yeah, you rent a space like
Oh,
it's
oh, oh.
like a
At-
10
at
by
the
10
show, yeah.
10 by 10 space that so you can just have like a little your own. You don't have to move your setup every day. Anyways, but mine, it was on the corner, and then it was shaded by a giant tree, and I was like,
Ooh.
perfect spot.
That does
But
sound good.
anyway, so we traveled down. We drove down there to support the Bichon Club of San Diego. A lot of them come up to our specialty and stuff, and it's hard to find majors around here because you need a certain amount of dogs to get a major, and you need 2 majors to complete a championship. So Tallulah needs majors, and Lumi, I've just been trying to gather points on him because he's almost to his bronze.
Nice.
And so we drove down there on a Thursday night, and we stayed for the 3-day show. and they had 2 supported specialties, one on Friday and one on Sunday, and then the specialty on Saturday. But Lumiere took best of breed all 3 days, including the specialty. Yeah,
That's so cool.
but in addition, he also took best of breed owner handler every day because he got best of breed, and he got 3 first place owner handlers.
Not this dog.
Not that dog. She has her own news. Give her a minute. But he took owner handler group 1s every day that he was there. So
That's
we're
so
gathering
cool.
up his owner handler points. He also took an owner handler best in show on the last day.
No, do the clapping. Yeah.
So he came away with 3 5-point majors from that show. And
3
Damn,
5-point
3?
majors?
yeah, for his regular grand champion
For his grand,
points
yeah.
towards his bronze. And then he came home with 205 owner handler points.
Damn.
So he should be the number 1 Bichon in the country right now. But they're
That is wild.
but they just updated the thing, and there's one who is like neck and neck with me.
oh my
So
God, it's bullshit. Who is it?
it's well deserved. She's very pretty. She's not around here though. But I'm very proud of all his accomplishments. I have tons
I
of
want to hold
ribbons,
some.
but there's a lot. From day 1, he got his best of breed,
Very
and
nice.
then
Yeah.
best of breed owner handled. Oh, he also got a regular group 4.
Oh, nice.
So that, and then his owner handler group 1.
That's day 1.
Day 1.
Just day 1.
Oh my God.
So if you like ribbons, get a show dog.
Yeah,
love
but no,
ribbons.
no. It's not. It doesn't work like that.
I know.
Get a really
special.
good-looking dog, and then
But sorry, this one's
Ooh.
Tallulah's. We'll go over hers next. So he got, this is the day of the specialty, but look how pretty.
Huge.
And then he got an owner handler group, best of breed, of course. And then he got another
one.
one. And then this is Tallulah's. We'll go over hers in a minute. And then this is day 3.
Oh my God.
I know
So-
she put these all on the desk at the front, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
Okay, everyone, if
We
you're
need
just
ribbons.
listening and not watching, go on YouTube to look at all these ribbons.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to press that.
So best of breed, another supported entry, best of breed owner handler. And then he got an owner handler group 1 again. And then an
those
owner
pink
handler
ones.
group best in show, I mean.
Yeah.
Group best in show.
So he did very well.
You did very
I'm
well.
very
You
proud
did
of
very
him.
well.
Yes.
Well, you know,
Congratulations.
the biggest compliment I got was actually from one of the judges. We were lined, so after you get awarded, they're like, oh, best of breed, you know, best of opposite winners and stuff like that. We were standing there waiting for our ribbons, and then she said, oh, are there any owner handlers? And I said, yes, me. And she's like, oh, good for you. So basically, I blended in well enough
Nice.
to the handlers. So I was that compliment meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
But not to be outdid by Lumi, but Miss Tallulah, at only 9 months old, she took reserve winners 2 days, and then she took a winner's bitch. Yeah. So she got winner's bitch, and this is one of her reserve ribbons, the prettier one. But so she got her first 5-point major.
Yay.
Nice.
And
And
she
this is
is
a
al-
show with like a lot of dogs, not like a little tiny show in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, so
no
this
dogs.
show, well, there was
Well, it's California points. So it's-
California points. So
Look at that side of the table, the trophies and all the ribbons, and then look at your guys' side.
We're fucking
We're
winners, Kat.
beautiful.
We're fucking. I
We're
promise, I'm not gonna fart.
beautiful.
I'm not gonna
We're
fart.
winners.
You can get close. It's okay.
We're
But,
supporting entry over here.
yeah, they're part,
I know, I
they're
love
part
it,
of the
though.
club.
It's just so funny. It's just like, woo!
You're
But-
welcome for our support.
That's it.
Thank you
We
for
need to
all
just
your
order a bunch of
support.
ribbons and trophies, and then we'll just like.
But it was a bigger show, and we had a large entry of Bichons. I think there was 19,
Yeah, it
That's
was
huge.
a nice,
19
yeah.
to 20.
It was a
Bichons a
nice
day.
show. Yeah.
It's huge.
So
Huge.
I'm very proud of my dogs and their accomplishments, and I finally feel like I'm getting a hang of his haircut.
Yeah. No, he looks
Well,
really
you
nice.
know,
Perfect timing for open.
He's number 1 in the country, and I'm finally getting a hang of the haircut. Like
With all these ribbons on the
okay,
table.
but
what?
To be fair, they're not judging you on your haircut.
No,
we've
they're
seen
not.
some pretty bad cuts win.
I think your trim is always, but I have an untrained eye. So
I think your
Two
profile
it might be
Bichon.
shit.
I
Two
think
Bichon, you know?
your profile's always been nice and it's like getting better and better, but he's also matured a lot, which makes the trim easier to put on him.
Yeah.
And he's in full specials coat now where like you were growing it out for a while.
So he's finally
Filled in.
He's a
in
man
lot.
now.
So his chest is widened and deepened, and he's more broad, and he's gaining more muscle faster. He's a man now.
He's sired some babies, so
Yeah,
now
he's a father, by the way. Now he's got 5 little puppies up in Washington State.
so he's a real man now.
He's a man's man.
At what point do their bodies stop like
Oh, it counts on the breed.
maturing and
It counts
Yeah,
on
it
the breed.
depends.
I mean, there's still different levels, maturity. Lindsay said her line usually matures around 2 to 3.
Yeah.
But they can still even continue to like change a little bit.
like Scotty's can change it after a litter.
Yeah,
Or,
because I mean, Friday, I remember after Friday's first litter, Danica was like, she's prettier than she's ever been, And
But
I was like,
it always makes you think of
thanks.
the people that buy like the Dobie and they neuter them at 6 months and they're like, why does my dog not look cool and buff?
Yeah.
You're like, well,
So he's still, he's gaining muscle, and he's broadened a lot. His head's broadened a lot. He's just maturing very nicely. He's always been a really nice dog, but he's finally getting more substance to him because he's always been kind of puny, So I'm very proud
do
of
they
him.
use Cobby in the Bichon?
No, they're described as moderate.
Moderate.
Moderate
Although
and balanced.
the Scotty's described as moderate and cobby. So,
Well,
So-
moderate is thrown around a lot, and by
okay,
different.
we're not going to go into that discussion again. That has been like not an argument, but a topic we've been discussing for like a week straight. I feel like
Okay,
Well-
wait. Okay, go.
no.
So I also got a compliment from several judges there who were at the show. The judge who gave him the regular group 4 and one of the best of breeds one day, she said he is so well balanced, which, I often get comments that he's big, right?
Yeah, but big
But
and balanced.
He's at the top of the standard, yes, but he's very well balanced to himself. So he may be tall, but he balances out. He's got a nice short back. And
well, that's important in Scotty's too. Is like we don't have same for Bichons. We don't have disqualifications, but like it does have they should be this size, but our breed standard specifically states like take into consideration the balance of the dog over size. So if we have a Bichon or a Scotty that's bigger, if they're balanced, it's okay.
Well, I think because his size also helps him because he's a smooth mover. And I get that over and over again about his movement. That he's nice and smooth, and he doesn't, he has a beautiful gait. So
Yeah.
that because he's long and he's balanced. He's taller, but
Yeah, something I've noticed is like dogs oftentimes when they're a little longer, they move a little better.
yeah.
When their loin is really short and their back is really short, they're a little more they could be a little because there's not enough room for their extensions and stuff in there.
Well, if you feel him, he actually has his actual back is short. From the ribs to the top of the hips. That's real short.
Well, short is relative.
Relative,
because
yeah.
he's balanced.
He's
He's
balanced.
not like he's short backed, but he's not like short.
Yeah, he's
backed.
not like.
That's
Is
what
he
he
like
means.
a-
Like he's
well, like
balanced.
our,
but since he's
Ingy.
bigger, he has more loin than a smaller Bichon would.
Well, like our Ingy, he has a loin long as fuck, like way too long, but he moves really nice.
But
because he has like extra room.
Because
to,
he's
like,
more setterish. He's like a
Yeah,
setter.
he's
Like a
He
mini
like-
setter, yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
But
But
then
he moves beautifully. I
Yeah.
like watching him run around the backyard and like gate and stuff. It's like pretty,
But I do. Lumi just watching him around the yard. I watch him just move, and you could tell. Like some dogs, you watch move, like pet dogs and stuff, and they're all lumbering and stuff. But he just glides across the floor, and I love that about him. And then the one who gave him the best in his show owner handle, he's like, I love his size and his substance. The breed is getting too dinky and fragile, and there shouldn't be.
Well, they're not toy dogs.
Yeah. They're not in the toy category. So he's like, I love his size and the substance. So just getting compliments about my dog is nice, and getting feedback. And I'm so happy he's
him
maturing
winning so
well.
much. I'm surprised he's only has 1 litter so far.
Well, he just started the bigger winning. I mean,
I was gonna say it takes time.
Yeah,
the bitches have to go into heat. You have to coordinate getting the semen. There's a lot that goes into it, and so somebody might pick somebody closer.
Lumi's about to have a great next
I was going to
couple
say,
of
he's
years.
a horny dog. So
But you know
imagine.
what I
well,
mean?
he's never.
Yeah. You'll get some jizz. You'll get some jizz.
And you have to look at, there's a lot of things to take into consideration, even if you have a dog that's doing really well, because there's proximity, there's like looking at lines. What does your line need? So like, I'm sure he'll get a lot more litters, but that's why I would say it's not just like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, it's just because the
People
dog's
want to see the
successful.
results too.
Well,
right?
That too. They want to see what those puppies end up looking like.
Also, people have to consider what their dog is lacking and if that dog complements your dog, right?
Right.
It's not just about like, oh, you're doing
That
well.
dog's
I want
the
to
top
breed it.
dog. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to look at what your line
So
is
yeah,
lacking.
he offers because the dog he was bred to, she was looking for more pigment and more leg, and so Lumi has leg and pigment and good neck. You know, so
We want to.
yeah.
Do we want to finish with something funny or something?
No, we
I
have
give good neck.
No, we do. We have
nice
not. We have something not funny. We have exciting news
Oh, yeah.
because we got nominated. Our very
Oh,
first
yeah.
nomination.
An international
An
nomination.
international.
International.
Yeah, so we got nominated for the Liz Paul Award. That's Colin Taylor's awards that he does. So we got the podcast. So thank you to everybody who
Thank you, everybody.
nominated
Thank
us.
Thank you.
We hope that people vote for us. I mean, we want to win, but there's also a lot of other great podcasts on there. So whoever wins, congratulations. But
Yeah.
like fingers crossed, you can go find the link and vote if you're a dog groomer or in the dog industry.
Only dog groomers and dog industry people can
Although
vote.
I do know Colin said, I saw he posted and said that he had gotten I think they had gotten like 1,000 votes or something. And he said like, oh, they only voted for like 1 or 2 categories. And so he was like, if you're a dog groomer, you should be like voting for, you should know multiple categories.
Yeah.
Although I do have to say, like for myself, right? Like I don't know a lot of the groomers that are on a lot of the,
names and stuff on that.
yeah, because a lot of them are from
The UK?
There are international competitors, and so as an American, I don't know all of them. I do try and like
Well,
look
it's
things up.
Yeah.
It's tricky too because there's groomers that are really wildly popular within the grooming industry,
Right.
and there's groomers that are really popular within just like the pet parent industry. You know,
Right,
and
but-
that's a big. There's a big.
No, but it's not that though. It's like the ones that are nominated like for Creative Groomer of the Year or for like Champion of the like. But there's just like a lot of them I didn't.
I had to research.
Yeah.
And so I think that there probably were, because hopefully Colin doesn't throw those ones out, because he was like, we had so many of them that only voted for like 1 or 2 categories. And I was like, oh
yeah.
no, what if there were people that were voting just for like our podcast and Nathan?
Well, also too, you don't want to like. I don't know. That's tricky because I don't want to vote for something I don't have a good understanding of.
yeah.
But then also too, like I feel like I know most of the categories pretty. Like,
Well, no, you know the categories, but you don't know the people.
yeah.
Because like creative, I would have no clue for UK. Like,
But when I
and
hear
they
creative,
do like
I'm like
Asian.
Alyssa. I just smacked the Alyssa button.
Yeah, but she wasn't on there.
I know.
So like, and then they
But
have like
Alyssa's also
Asian
just fucking good.
styles.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. We love her. She was at PetQuest too. She's so sweet. She invited us to dinner and we didn't make it because we were so tired.
Happens a lot.
I know.
Tiredness.
We're like, someday we'll come out and eat with you.
But
But
thank
anyway.
you for everybody for like, how do you
Yeah,
get on there? Like that means people voted for us, right?
They
Nominated
nominated us.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Now
you.
vote for us.
thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody who nominated us, American and international alike. Thank you very much.
I kind of want to grow our international audience,
yeah,
right? So like if
absolutely.
international people, like if you have any topics, ideas or anything, I'm really super curious.
I
Like
would
send us in some
love-
ideas or
I would love to
Dude, is there Yelp
do an episode.
is there Yelp over there too?
I don't know.
I want to hear some British bad Yelps.
or whatever.
Bad reviews.
Yeah, and if they could, and if they could like send them to us and they am reading them and with their accents. I mean, I like your guys' accents.
with their accents.
I just, like,
Okay, but on another note, I was going to say I would love to have people send us in how grooming is different in their area from here in America, right? Because like there's
Yeah.
a lot of things. Grooming is very female dominated here, but there's a lot of other countries that it's very male dominated. And then I know that there's a lot of places that they're like we can't charge like barely anything. Like you'll get comments on like a lot of our hand stripping stuff and they're like, that's insane. I could never, like, there's no way my area would like let me charge that much or, and they're hand stripping out there. Like blown sporting coats
also
pulled down.
To that fact though, like we do live in one of the most expensive places on the planet.
Well, that's something we do tell people that a lot because people will message Nathan like that Airedale video he just put out. We charged that dog $600 and they're like, that's insane. Like we should be, see, I keep telling my friends we need to charge more. And like, yes, charge what you're worth. I'm not saying don't, but I always tell people take into consideration we do live in one of the most expensive areas in the world.
Yeah, we live in the San Francisco Bay Area.
So like everything here is incredibly expensive.
The median home price is $1 million.
Plus, $1 million plus.
You also have
I don't
to
even
have
think
the
that's
skill
median.
set to back up the prices.
Well,
you're
and that's what I
charging.
always tell people is when I first started, I was at half the price I'm at now because I was so slow and I was learning, but now we're really fast.
And it was an Airedale, and like, I don't think a lot of people don't understand like the actual work that goes in it because they're 100% stripped. You may clip like the vulva or like, you know, but you have, and yeah, so like a tremendous
especially
amount of
because
work.
that person in particular they're like, we might want to show this dog.
We don't have the heart to tell them like, you're just going to lose always. Or
No,
like,
not necessarily
and not
that.
and
It's
also,
just, I don't think they understand the amount of hand stripping that goes into that breed.
yeah, it's almost, I was like, maybe this dog should live with a handler that might be more cost effective, right? Or like, I don't know.
Something.
But those dogs just take a tremendous amount of work.
So anyway, regardless, that's beyond the...
I mean, can you imagine stripping the flat work every couple days? Like,
No.
For me, as to charge them to strip the flat work every couple of days, no, they're
I'm
not
like,
going to be able to do that.
You gotta learn.
You
know,
have
like,
to do it, yeah. So anyway, regardless.
So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
That was so abrupt.
I know.